is our video on our 3 favourite eras. We're going to start with the 1920s.
In the 1920s, the flapper style was very popular. They had heavy embellishments and had low-waist dresses.
The jazz age became really popular in America and influenced fashion because people wore like flowy, loose dresses so they could dance easier to their favourite music.
In the late 1920s, Chanel introduced her casual chic look. It was basically so all of her clothes that she designed didn't have the corset, so it meant that women could be more comfortable rather than have a corset which is uncomfortable. She also made wearing trousers quite popular, which was obviously a big step for women in like equality and stuff.
Josephine Baker was also very popular in the 1920s. She was the first black singer, dancer and all-round entertainer. Her stage costumes were memorable, for example her banana skirt, which influenced fashion even today, with the Prada Spring-Summer 2011 fashion show as their models wore slicked down Marcel curl hairstyles and their clothing had banana prints on them.
And to talk about is the 1950s.
The 50s was the birth of the teenager. Kids started watching more TV and watching their idols like Marilyn Monroe and James Dean on the telly, so they wanted to dress like them in their Hollywood films because they were inspired by them.
The 1950s was the era of the teddy boys and the teddy girls. So the teddy boys dressed with like an Edwardian theme, and then they wore the drain pipe trousers and the different ties like the Slim Jim tie. All depended where they was from really. They dressed like rebellious and edgy, but this was because of the effect that rock and roll music had on them. Yeah.
Like the teddy boys, there was also teddy girls, and they was rebellious against their parents, so they done the complete opposite to what their parents done. It was shocking because throughout all of the eras, they're the only subcultures that's actually rebelled and gone against what their parents did, and they've identified themselves.
Another subculture was the greasers, and they wore leather jackets, jeans and white t-shirts, and they wore their hair greased back in a duck's bum style, which is where they got their name from, and their subculture inspired the film Grease.
Our final era was the 1970s. Now this was when disco fashion was popular, so this was all about like glitter, flared trousers, hot pants, metallic clothing and anything covered in sequins.
There was a subculture in the 1970s which was the punks, and they listened to heavy rock music and they had a distinctive identity. They wore very harsh makeup and had really exaggerated hair with like leather always on and dark colours with velvet. Yeah.
Music played a big part in the 70s also, as people wanted to dress like artists such as the Jackson 5, ABBA and David Bowie.
The most famous club was Studio 54, and it opened in 1977, and it was where like people who loved disco went, and it soon became a celebrity hangout.